Hello, everybody. This is WREXtra Time for the Wrexham versus Crawley Town home match. I'm going to bring Ken straight in because he is here from backstage if he's happy. Ken, you ready?
I am,
Good man.
Paddy.
Good man. Josh will be joining us shortly. He is just finishing up the stream on the other side. So lots and lots to discuss today. Now, I am going to park Marriott versus Mullen for just a minute. I'll wait till Josh comes in, and if he really wants to talk about it, we can discuss it. But there is a huge amount to talk about, and obviously we're going to be hanging on a few minutes while some people feed in as well. So get your comments in. Jane Kelly, a new member. Excellent. That we showed that in the other stream as well. So once again, Jane, welcome, new YouTube member. Thank you very much. This is 83 MIP. Haven't seen that one before. First. Well, Jane Kelly came up as a new member first, but no problem. Welcome, MIP.
We'll give you equal first.
Lexi, we're number one. We're number one. Yeah, we are still on top of the table. Palmer trying more than normal, but no impact. Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. We'll talk about that later. Lexi, yes, we are here. Lexi, we're first. Okay.
Yes, from Nick. Yep.
No. What I'll do just to get us started is I will pull up the table and we'll have a look at the matches that have happened, and we can just mention those first. Okay, so let's share this one. And let me zoom in for a second.
There's some serious extra minutes in a couple of games at the moment. 2 games still live.
Oh, we still have games live, do we? Let me refresh this.
Just.
Just one. Blackpool versus Charlton, 2-1. 14 minutes extra time.
Yeah, and there was 10 minutes on Peterborough Bristol Rovers.
Okay.
So there's still sort of...
Okay. So here are the results as I see them. Bolton Wanderers 5 versus Reading. That is a good result as the table stands right now. But if you believe Bolton might make it up to the top later, I suppose maybe that's not a good result. But for now it is. Barnsley scraped the win over Burton Albion with a late-ish goal on the leaderboard. That's not what we want. Barnsley are chasing us at the moment. Blackpool 2 and Charlton Athletic 1. That's an amazing result. Blackpool are having a generally hard time of it this season, but they managed to take out Charlton today for us at home as well. So a good result. This is the result of the day, absolutely. Northampton Town 3 in an away match to Huddersfield Town. So again, another home team getting taken out, and Huddersfield are definitely in the running for the top 2, according to everybody, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Mansfield Town 2 and Shrewsbury 1. They managed to pull out the win. Good for Mansfield Town. They came up with us, obviously. Would have preferred the win for Shrewsbury because Shrewsbury are almost definitely going down. But that's okay. That's not a bad result, I suppose. Peterborough United did pull out the win 3 versus Bristol Rovers 2. Bristol Rovers were giving them a last few minutes of worry, but they pulled it off, took the 3 points. Not great for us. We'd like them to drop down just a little bit. Birmingham City took out the win 2-0 to Rotherham United. That was an away match for them. We kind of expected this result. 2-0, not an amazing result, but they got the job done. Probably comfortably, but we'll see when we do the wrap-up show later in the week. Another big one today for a lot of people. Leyton Orient 4 and Stockport County 1. 4 goals from Leyton Orient when away at Stockport. All the home teams are having trouble today, including us, but we eventually pulled it out. 1 goal for Stockport versus 4 for Leyton. Are Leyton going to end up in the relegation zone? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see with that as it progresses. Wycombe Wanderers pulled out the win versus Cambridge United 2-1. A draw would have been much preferred there. But I don't personally think Wycombe will end up in the playoff spots. But they are up around us at the moment. And then Exeter City 2 versus Stevenage. That's an okay result. Early match today. And Lincoln City a draw with Wigan Athletic 0-0. another draw, and a decent result there as well. So that is everything with the results. Wow, my chest today. Ken, can you?
Yeah, so some interesting results there. I was going to mention there as Paddy was going through them that Shrewsbury were up 1-0 against Mansfield. So Mansfield got the 2 goals, but the big one there, like Paddy mentioned, was the fact that Northampton over Huddersfield. And I think if we bring up the table, Paddy, which might be handy for people to see, just to see where everybody is right now on the table. What you'll notice there, obviously, we are still on top, having played an extra game against Birmingham, who have caught up a goal on goal difference. So only 1 goal behind us on goal difference, equal on points with a game in hand. And there's a couple of ways to look at it. Like, obviously Birmingham beating Rotherham, and you sort of go, okay, well, do we want to stay ahead of them? I still think Birmingham are going to win top of the league. So if they do continue to beat all of our other contenders for that automatic promotion spot, that's also a good way to look at it for us as well. What do you think, Paddy?
Yeah. Birmingham again. Look, we don't need to talk about Birmingham again and again. No. They're going to be up, and the chances of them not being in the top 2 are small. Might be fun if they weren't, but is likely small. The other teams around us, the other ones around us, they had bad results today, which is excellent. I don't think as many are going to be playoff contender teams as I originally expected. Lots of people were picking 10, 11, 12 teams even that could potentially be up in the playoffs. I think that's starting to show may not be true. Too early to call yet. Anybody can still make a run and come back up, including Bolton. But I don't think it's going to be as solid as people were talking about one of the hardest league seasons. For me, it doesn't seem to be pulling up that way. So,
well, the Oracle has joined us. Do we want to mention the Stockport game? Aaron.
What'd I tell you? What? Not so convinced by him. Yeah. So where did this Crawley team come from?
Yeah.
They created a lot of chances. I don't know if that was. I was watching on my phone because obviously the kids had games this morning, so we were. It was tough to
How'd
see.
they go?
We won 7-1, so had a good game. Brandon have 4 assists today, so good game for him. Zayden had a couple saves, but we only had, there's only 2 shots on target, so saved them both. And then the one was an own goal. The one that was scored was actually an own goal, so it happens. But yeah, they had a good game. We had a good game. But as far as the Wrexham game goes, I watched basically the whole second half, but on my phone.
Okay.
And man, Crawley created a lot. I mean, they created a lot. Was it like that the entire game?
Very slow start for us. Very subdued atmosphere. Very slow play. In the first half. When they got their goal, you could immediately see the tempo change.
Okay.
And from there on, we were playing as if we really wanted to win the match. Okay. You didn't listen into our commentary through the match, did you?
No, I didn't. I missed. I wasn't.
Ken, right. I want to address this while it's still here because lots of comments are coming in. I don't want to miss it. We spoke about it briefly on the other stream. From John, somebody help me out with my negative comms take. So just to fill you in, John thinks we were very on the show today. Pre-substitutions, all were frustrated, yapping back and forth, looking at O'Connell and Mullen. Post-sub attitude looked much better, focused on attacking. So the point there is that I think we were all pretty much in agreement that we wanted Scar on instead of O'Connell, and that Marriott should have kept his place over Mullen. So our mindset was that. That's what we believe should happen. So I guess we were following through on it. And I think Mullen didn't have an amazing game. And I do think it kind of showed what we were saying. O'Connell did not have a great game either. and we were just kind of feeding off that because everybody is entitled to their own opinions. But John, it perfectly fair to say that you felt it was a little bit negative, and we can all take that on board a little bit, or somewhat. Look, everyone has their own opinion, and today all of us were on the same opinion, so maybe we fed off each other a little bit more than maybe we should have. So we'll consider that. Ken, do you agree with that, or
Look,
what's your
yeah,
take?
I think look, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I think you're pretty right. We also, so I won't speak for anybody else, but I will say I would like to see Scar get a start, and I don't think Mullen deserves a start yet over Marriott, in my opinion. But if Mullen was going to get a start, I would have liked to have seen him start instead of Palmer and try that formation out. But and I actually think Marriott would be a bigger plus for Mullen than Palmer is for Mullen. That's my opinion, for what it's worth. But I'm not the gaffer, and we've got the win. So, but only just. We could have played much better. We didn't play our best football tonight.
We didn't play our best football.
Here's the thing: good teams find ways to win, even when they're playing poorly, and I think that's what we did today. So this is a good game. We got the W. That's all that matters. I would argue, Marriott. It's hard to say when you're comparing. It's hard to compare in this game when he came on. Yeah, of course he looked a lot better, but he's also coming on with fresh legs when, with 15 minutes left in the game and the other team's already wore down. So it's hard to say, oh yeah, he was way better than Mullen. Now, that being said, from what I saw from Mullen did not look on his game today. So, and
that's what I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, maybe that's to be expected though, because he hasn't played. So, is it
okay?
Does he need to play to get back to the level, or is it a case of he's, Marriott's just better and Marriott should play? That, I guess that's the question right now.
It just for the moment, if you're what you just said, you're assuming that Mullen is not fit enough / not ready. Therefore, if we say he needs minutes to play to get better, how is it fair to put him on the pitch ahead of ahead of Marriott, who is fit and is playing better currently? Logically, how can you kind of justify that? I can't.
It's hard to. Yeah. That's a hard coaching decision that he's just got to make. That Parky's just got to decide, I'm going with this guy or I'm going with the other guy, and that's who I'm going with. And right now, I think it's very harsh to be dropping Marriott as well as he's been playing. So
yeah,
should we bring in an expert?
Yeah, bring in.
Josh, he can jump in whenever he wants. He's not ready.
No, buggering. Okay. Well, look, ultimately, you're right. And it is a hard decision to make. And tonight, I would have loved to have seen Mullen off at the 60-minute mark, because I think that's enough time.
Yeah.
And then, and obviously, especially where the game was at that point in time, it was 1-1. We needed to be, pressing home and getting this win. And I just feel like that would have been a good thing to do. I'm going to humbly disagree with Scott at the moment, at the latest point that just came in, because it's just not the case. Don't get me wrong, Mullen's a great player, but Marriott never got a fair opportunity last year, and this is the Parky way. The Parky way last year, Marriott could not get a start, and Mullen was the one. And fair play, Mullen, great goal scorer, scored lots of goals. I'm a Mullen fan. But you cannot say the way Marriott has played the start of this season and that, he's not as good as Mullen.
So the amount of matches we played, he's played 6 matches, 4 goals. That averages 30 goals per season, right? We have also said that the first 6 matches we've played were on the more difficult side. So now, in theory, we're coming into the easier side. So how can you what is needed, let's say, for Marriott to get a proper start over Mullen? If you say an average of 30 goals a season is not enough against more difficult opponents
Than last year.
than average, than average. You know, we have had harder opponents so far. So what's enough then? Like that he has to score a hat trick? He didn't score a hat trick. He's not good enough. You know, what more could he do? He's a team player and he scored 4 out of 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and like we had a lot of this discussion in the Discord, and a lot of it at the time was centering around Marriott being a number 2 to Mullen being a number 1. But I disagree that Marriott was brought in as a number 2. Now, if that was a conversation when he came in January, if he was told you're here as backup, Mullen is our superstar, and when he's not available, you play. When he is available, he plays. Then that's fine. That's the agreement. That's the understanding of the team. And weaker teams who don't have the funds do that. They bring in a first team, and the backups are backups. They're cheaper players because they can't afford like for like rotations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he has come down from the championship, I don't see that being the case with Marriott. I believe he would have been told, you're going to get a shot when it's available, when time comes. You know, you're going to get rotated on for the last 20 minutes, and you're going to have to make an impact. And I do agree last season he didn't make an impact. Now, it's also hard to make an impact in only 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because Parky was doing some very late substitutions last season. But this season he has made an impact. He has scored his 4 goals out of 6. So that's why I just feel it's hard done by for him to be dropped today. Now, Nick makes a good point there. He said, I think Parky has quieted all the calls for Mullen to start each week. I just hope it didn't piss people off as much as I think it did. So there was this rising tide behind Mullen saying, oh, we need our Mullen back. We need our talisman. We need our striker who's winning all the records and scoring 20 plus. And he probably would have been the Golden Boot winner last year had he not been injured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all valid, all completely valid. So there's a discussion to be had, and I do think that what we saw on the pitch today shows Mullen is not ready, and we know from last season he came back too early.
Yeah,
is he coming back too early now?
There's lots of comments going back and forth in the comments about Marriott. One I'm going to scroll back to here, though, because I think it's an effect on tonight's game, is this one right here. What do you think about that in terms of, obviously, we came off Monday Night Football, Birmingham v Wrexham. We went down, big match. We have the hangover, 5-day turnaround, and we play Crawley Town. And it's the Collier disaster, memorial match, which is a very somber occasion. How do you think that affected the performance tonight? All those factors.
Yes, I can see that. Going from a tough away match at Birmingham, you can have a bit of a down. And now we're back at home, and we have Gresford, and we have a bit of a subdued, somber tone at the racecourse, because especially a lot of the older generation would not particularly want to be cheering and screaming, when you're also memorializing such an issue that potentially has affected their families. So it was just a weird atmosphere. We should have still had enough. We should still have been able to start the way we started after it went 1-1. Why that didn't happen is anybody's business. But again, Aaron, I'm going to put this to you because you weren't on the stream with us.
Okay.
Do you think the team played more directly to get the ball to Mullen in the start than later when we were just full flow attacking? Is that a fair comment, or is it too much?
From what I saw, and remember, I saw maybe 3 minutes of the first half right at the end.
Well,
then that's not going to be fair. What I saw was we were hoofing the ball up to Palmer. When Mullen was on, we were hoofing it up to Palmer most of the time, and he was trying to nod balls on to Mullen. That's what I was seeing. So I didn't see the whole first half. So probably not fair for me to make a
Okay.
real judgment on that until I watch the game back. But here's another thing you got to take into account. Mullen's under contract until 2027. And Marriott is only under contract through the end of the season right now.
Yeah.
So at some point, if you don't think you're going to re-sign Marriott, which I think they should, if they don't think they're going to, do you say, okay, we need to play Mullen because we're invested in him? That's also another thought that you have to think about going forward.
Yeah.
Now that could change. Obviously, they could be behind the scenes. They may be working on a contract with Marriott right now. We don't know. Those are things we just don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just something else that you also have to keep in mind when you're thinking about this whole situation. There's levels to this. It's not just straightforward. We just don't know what's going on.
The danger with that is that you run into this scenario where we are looking for other strikers to join the team. And if they see how Marriott was treated, let's just follow that scenario. Let's say he didn't get amazing time in the second half of last season, but that's okay. He wasn't doing well when he got his shots, but now he has played well in the first 6. Now he gets dumped, for want of a better word, for Mullen. And if he doesn't get back into the team again, and then in January it becomes clear to Marriott that, like, what's the point in staying? So he either goes in January or he waits till the summer, his contract is up and he leaves. How does that look for bringing in other strikers?
Well, not great, but we also don't know that that's the case either.
No, we don't. No,
Marriott may have already said he doesn't want to resign too. We don't know. There's just so much. It's hard to speculate because there's just
let's not get too far down the road.
If you get down there, you just don't know. It's hard to say because we don't know what's going on. So let's not speculate too much because we just don't know. We don't know.
Okay. Well, let's speculate on next week. We all said we wanted Marriott playing today. Aaron, would you have agreed with that?
Yeah, I think Marriott.
Okay, so we're all on the same page there.
Yeah. Will
Marriott start next match?
I'd be surprised if he didn't, but then again, it depends on Parkey. If what his decision, again, it's speculation because you don't know what his mindset was for starting him this week. Like the one comment said, it may have just been, okay, let's throw him out there, try it. It didn't work. Everybody saw it didn't work. Marriott starts next week and nobody's going to complain. Or he's got to play to get right. He's not going to get better if he's not playing. And so it just depends on Parkey's mindset, and you're still speculating either way.
He was commenting here, Marriott has started every game. He has, but so has Palmer. Correct?
Yeah.
So has Palmer.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll move on a little bit, but just to finish it here and not get too deep into the weeds, Marriott will get game time as it's a 40-game season plus cup games. Mullen might not be able to go through the entire calendar. Okay, I'm confused with the two halves of that. So first off, Marriott will get game time. It's 40 season. Well, I would say Mullen will get game time. It's a long season. So why not allow Marriott to continue playing well while he is and give yourself more time? So that's one thing. And then Mullen might not be able to go through the entire calendar. Okay. Well, I assume once he's back fit, then he's as fit as anybody else. So I just missed that point maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't understand that comment necessarily.
Okay.
First time caller, long time listener. Just come on to say hi. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Josh. How are you today?
I was waiting for that, Josh. I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay. I was just coming on to say hi. I'll have my say on the Wrexham reaction. I was doing the thumbnail, but so you guys have fun, enjoy it. Call in, everybody. Have a call in. Put your cameras on. Call in. There you go. Apparently, it's really raining really bad, but
Was there you guys were watching? Did it look like there was a giant lightning strike right towards the end?
There was. Yeah,
I thought so. I was like, that looked like there was a. struggle. Like,
It couldn't have been too close because the thunder came significantly
yeah,
after the lightning.
late. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was. I was like, man, that looked like lightning.
It was.
And I thought I heard a reaction from the crowd, but I wasn't for sure.
Yeah. Hard to call. There's no link in the chat. Whoa, Hip Karma.
Geez.
Sorry. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy. Good show. See you on the Wrexham Reaction. And that's where we're going to do the interviews and stuff like that. See ya.
Good call, Hip Karma. Keep them honest.
At least somebody's got us under control here.
Here we
Impossible.
go. Done.
Impossible.
There.
In the chat.
Oh shoot! I've only got a few minutes anyway, guys. I just wanted to hop on and throw my 2 cents in.
Paddy goes down his rabbit hole. Then Aaron dived in behind him, and away we go.
Yeah, I know. We took off there. We got the. It happens. It happens. But all right, guys. I just wanted to hop in real quick and give my 2 cents. Hey, great win, great results all around the league. I think too. I mean, other than the Birmingham game, great stuff. Great stuff happened all over the league for us. So
it was a and you guys predicted a lot of those in the stats show prediction, just on the stats alone, what we would want to see ideally.
Well, yeah, but
a lot of those went our way.
Yeah, that's not really predicting. That's just hoping, and and it happened to work this week. It was a very, very good weekend for us. It was.
Yeah.
So, and what it shows is that there's going to be upsets all year in this league, and there's going to be upsets against us too at some stage. Luckily, it didn't happen tonight because it came very close.
Yeah.
So Charlton lost.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Good stuff happened. But all right, guys, I got to hop off here. But I just wanted to hop in real quick, give my 2 cents, and hop out. But all right, hey, we'll see you guys later. Have a fun show. Everybody, get in here and talk. They don't bite.
Yeah, feel free to jump in, boys.
And on that bombshell.
Okay, guys. Anybody wants to come join us? It is a call-in show. I did put the link in, so feel free to come and have a chat with us. We can go deep on some of the topics later. But just to get off this for the moment, I'm going to move the topics onto actual items from the match, and let's get those out of the way first before we go down rabbit holes and can spend longer on other topics. So here I have Crawley's miss in the first half. Wowzers, how did we get away with that? This was the Okonkwo dive outside the box and got just enough on the attacker to put him off his pace, and then he missed the open goal afterwards. Had he stuck his leg out there and just gone over, it would have been a red card for Okonkwo. He would have been off. And would it be a penalty or not? Maybe not, because Okonkwo was outside the box, so it should have been a free kick. So who's to tell? Look, he was hoping for a goal, not a free kick outside the box and a red card. But we got very lucky with that one because he also missed the goal as well.
Yep.
Hip Karma's here. Let's bring her in. Hip Karma. You ready? Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, yes.
So did you drop your drink when you saw that dive from Okonkwo?
I didn't have any beverage, gentlemen. I had a literal midnight snack of chicken on caraway and rye, but that was it. I was too busy glued to the screen hoping that it would get better, and then finally it did. I think we got offended in much the same way Birmingham did to us on Monday. I think we got righteously offended when someone scored against us and something happened. I don't want to go on a rant. I think I've said fairly plainly in the chat what I would have preferred to see. And can I preface any rant that does occur, because it's 2:30 in the morning for me, that in Parky I trust.
Okay.
In Parky I trust. Ultimately, he's going to get it right. I believe that.
Okay.
And
Sorry. Let me jump on that.
Yep.
He did ultimately get it right. We won. He
did.
made
We did.
substitutions. He changed it into attack. He wanted to win, and we got it. So let's give him that at least. Yeah.
Oh, totally. I do give him that. And I would have liked to have seen Scar start. And and I'm not going to suddenly say that O'Connell is gone down a hole and fallen in a ditch or anything like that.
No,
that's not what I'm saying. I would have liked to have seen Scar start. I hope we do get to see him start sometime soon. Who are we playing next? Are we playing Leighton next?
Leighton Orient away.
Leighton away.
Leighton away just beat Stockport 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1.
Oh my
But
God! Did Stockport field like they're 15-year-olds or something? What happened?
Haven't watched it yet.
Aaron said they're no good.
I remember he did. He did say that.
But Stockport don't play like us.
This is true.
Stockport aren't deep either. So if they get injuries, they're not deep. Their squad's not deep.
That's the one problem for Stockport. If they do get injuries later in the season, that will be a significant loss to them. So that's their biggest challenge, I think, getting through the season, keeping form and keeping their players healthy.
Do you think, Hipkama, do you think that obviously the 5-day turnaround after the big game and now we'll get a full week, 7 days before Leighton will help us out?
I do. But I also think if we put that on top of the psychological advantage of having won this time, that's one of the things that I think is key. We did come out and we did seem down a little. It's not. I was going to say demotivated just because I've been watching James with the Reading away games. It's not that we were demotivated. It was just we weren't firing the way that we usually come out. Now, some of that, yes, could definitely be the 90th anniversary. And some of it could be, who was it? Was it Nick who was talking about the sugar hangover?
Yeah, someone mentioned that.
Yeah. I think there was a combination of that. We just weren't shining.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
No, go.
No.
I'm just here to make sure that it's not simply you two talking for a while.
If that's
I'm really
too boring,
hoping that someone else will come in and keep us company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just to finish off the Stockport versus Leighton, because we have them up next. Who wants to have a guess how much possession Stockport had?
I'm going to go 62%.
Oh,
I haven't
close.
looked either.
63%.
Oh,
How good was that?
They had 18 total shots. They had 3 on target, 1 big chances missed, and 1 goal. So Leighton had 37% possession, 9 total shots, 5 shots on target, 2 big chances, 1 big chances missed, and scored 4 goals. So I'm very interested to see that game.
Do they play our kind of formation, Leighton, typically? Do we know?
They play a different version of it, a 4-2-3-1. So not really, but so it is counter-attacking football, but not quite the same as we do.
Okay. So, and again, what do we think about, obviously, how will Leighton back up after a win against Stockport? Will it be, let's do it again, or will it be, we've had a win and now there's a bit of celebrating for a couple of days and they don't come back so strong? Can go both ways.
I think their confidence will be up. Their confidence will be up.
But the same thing you could say about Crawley. They're just after coming off a decent result against Stockport. And they fought for it, though. They did.
That's it.
It's not like they rolled over and died. You know?
I was really disappointed in us tonight.
Yeah,
got the win.
I don't think we played well at all. We did not start well. We didn't play well in general. The only thing that was particularly good was the fight back. As soon as their goal went in, we changed. Our whole demeanor changed, our fight changed, and why we couldn't do that from the start, I have no idea.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's fair comments. Fair comments. I mean, look, I think who were your standout players tonight, Hip Karma?
Max.
Max? Anyone else?
Max was definitely a standout for me.
Yep.
I think Barney was doing a good job.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was a little concerned with the knee. I want to see how he pulls up at the post match in recovery. But they were my two. Max is just continuing to impress at the moment. I felt for and was disappointed in O'Connell entirely missing that kick when he was trying to defend away in the second
Yes.
half.
Yeah.
Didn't even touch it.
He didn't, and I was stunned. And then I have to remind myself that these are all human beings. They're not robots. They will not perform the same every match, every day. No one does. And that helps me temper my expectations.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I didn't want them to be awesome, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Matt L had a couple of comments in here. What were your thoughts on their goal?
Yeah. I was going to bring that one up.
Wasn't offside. It was a mile.
I don't think so. Yeah. Now the issue was the protesting, right? And why were they protesting? So it appears that it was because the linesman started raising his flag and was basically bringing it up. But until he waves that flag and until the referee sees it, blows the whistle, you play on. I'm sorry. If it happened, if the linesman was going to give it and then changed his mind, then guys, you have to play on. So even if it happened, what protesting? You didn't do your job. Your job is to play to the whistle and to play after the whistle until you're sure it's dead. The ball is dead and we're restarting. Like, that's silliness to me. That's just my attitude on that idea.
Yes. I'm just looking through so are they saying I thought they called McLean man of the match.
No, I didn't hear that. I heard Barney.
Well, because someone else has commented here, Barney man of the match, but but
I think someone was joking, saying that if McLean gets it,
yeah.
I think Max was everywhere. The amount of times he got back and got his toe to a ball.
Yes. Matt L is saying that Barney was a well-deserved man of the match.
Okay.
I can see an argument for it, but for me, it was Max.
I think what puts Max over is the goal. You know, without the goal, I can totally understand Barney being in the mix for maybe getting it. Because Barney had a decent game, a lot of dangerous chances. You know, he did his job exactly the way it was supposed to be. But I think the goal puts it over the top, especially for a defender.
And
yes.
I was going to say my argument for Max getting it was rock solid in defence, didn't make a mistake, pressed forward, created opportunities pressing forward, and made himself a threat around the goalpost and scored, which was a great header.
Yeah.
How many does that make for him now?
3.
4. No, is it 3?
I think it's 3. I think.
Were you counting pre-season?
Let me double check. We spoke about this the other day.
Yep.
Maybe it was 2 and it's now 3.
And Elril, who's a regular on the show, and feel free anybody else to jump in. The links in the comments up higher. How are we feeling about O'Connor's corners? I'm not going to single out O'Connor because
all our corners are bad.
All the corners. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat on that drum. On like occasionally we score a goal out of it, but they're not good corners.
Look at the
Simple as
Birmingham
that.
corners against us earlier. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they had a plan and executed.
Yeah, you're right. It's 3 goals. Yeah.
Didn't score every time. You just want him to have more, Paddy.
Yeah.
Yes. But, I mean, look, what else? I mean, look, I just don't know. We've had the win. We've got away with the 3 points. I want to see a better Wrexham side against Leyton Orient. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. So I think now is probably appropriate to switch to the Cluer talk then. There's been a lot of talk in Discord before the match, and now it continues again in the comments. What are we going to do when people come in for Max? I think there's a little bit of fancifulness in pushing Max. He is young. He could very well be very, very valuable. I think we're maybe pushing it a little bit too much, saying someone could be in for him for 4 or 5 million. But just for the sake of argument, let's say a team comes in. They would want to be spending 4 or 5 million on Max, or I don't think he's going anywhere. Do we agree with that first off? Or
I do agree. And one of the reasons I agree about that is we've invested in him, and we are looking to go to those next levels. He has grown up with us. My belief is that if we give him even semi-decent money, he would want to stay where he is. But yes, I would want to keep him.
Well, he's 22 years old. He's been at Wrexham since 2014. So, as a junior, he's been on the journey. You got, like, if you think like him, right? I'm thinking like Max right now. You're a kid when you joined this club, and you're now 22. You've been on it. You would have seen the darker days of the club pre-Robin Ryan. You've then seen Robin Ryan buy the club. You've then seen the club go from the National League all the way up now to League One and a top team in League One and looking to get to the championship. Why would you want to leave?
Precisely.
Money.
Precisely. And we have to remember, what was the observation made last week or so? No player has voluntarily left the club. Yeah. That's how good this club is. And he's going to be not just his own loyalty, but hearing from people like Fletcher and Macca and co, who have been in many clubs saying, yeah, mate, this is good. So
sorry. Go on.
No, go for it.
I personally don't worry about January. I don't think January is going to be an issue because obviously we're going to be, unless we have had a massive downturn and are ending up mid-table. I don't really see us letting Max go in January, but it could be a scenario that if we don't get promoted in the summer, if he has teams looking for him, then I can understand the club doing a deal for very good money to allow him to move if he wants to. That's assuming he wants to.
There's a story.
Yes.
But haven't heard of that. Imagine there's a fairy tale. That's that's better than a in-sync dance in a Deadpool movie.
But not better than a shirtless Wolverine.
Is that a personal opinion, Hip Karma?
Totally. Hey, we're all pundits. It's all a personal opinion here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Interesting comment here from Kim. Semi-decent money is not Championship or Premier League money. Now, me and Ken discussed this earlier today, and I pulled up some figures. So, for Max's position in the Championship, the top end, according to sites that may or may not be very accurate on this, is 40,000 a week at the top end of Championship. So let's just assume for a moment Max is somewhere around the 10,000 with us.
And just guys, 40,000 a week, that's a $2 million a year player.
Then if a club comes in January offering him big money and he stays, like, I'm sure we can up his money in the summer more than the standard 20%. If assuming we go up, all bets are off. If a team comes in and offers him 20 grand a week and he's on 10 at the moment, it's kind of up to him. Would he be happy staying with us for 15 grand? I know we can afford 15. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But top end is 40,000. So you could expect him maybe to be starting in a championship team somewhere around 20, certainly, if he was going to leave. And I would think you would want to be doubling his wages to get him out of the team as well.
Lexi throwing bombs.
Oh, there you go.
Well, that is a bomb, yeah. For the moment, I will go with what the club said, which they said on the documentary, was that they will not stand in the way of any player who wants to progress his future. So I especially think that that's going to come into play if we don't get promoted. So if we get into the playoffs but don't get promoted this year, and someone wants Max and Max wants to move up to a top end championship team, fair play, good luck to you. Take your money, we'll take our money, and if that's what you want to do, by all means. That's how young players progress, because it's not often you can get into a team, sit in a team, and just follow the team up the leagues. So maybe we can do it. But it would be a story for Max to stay with us the whole way, and maybe make it into the Prem after a couple of years. It would be a massive story.
I'm just salivating thinking about that.
But we have to grow at a level that Max is comfortable with too. I'm amazed at his progress. I was one that maybe didn't see it coming the way others are, because I guess people are a bit more fanciful with the younger players, and the story and wanting to have a young person come through. It's not often you get someone to do that, but Max is looking like he could do it.
Yep. We can't progress any faster than what we have been.
No, not so far.
Wayne's a voice of experience there. Memories last longer than money. He could go somewhere else and it all turns voodoo for him. And that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for being part of legacy.
And that simply comes down to what you value. For some people, once they're comfortable, money no longer motivates them. It's not about the money. They don't look at themselves and say, I'm a better player because I can get double my salary somewhere else. They just know they're a better player and they're happy where they are.
Well, do we want to cover anything else? I mean, I think we can't. We're talking circles. What do you think?
Yeah.
What else would we like to cover tonight? Does anyone else want to come in? Feel free. The link's up in the chat. I'm happy with where we're at right now. For Paddy's stat show, that win tonight will augur well, I'm assuming, Paddy?
Yep.
What are the other... I was just wondering, what are the other key wins from Paddy's perspective this weekend that are going to augur well for us?
Huddersfield.
The Huddersfield one?
Huddersfield. Because I want to see that Huddersfield are beatable. At the moment, they've a very good reputation. There are a lot of people are calling for them solidly to be number 2. So if that's true, you have Birmingham and... Sorry, go on, Ken.
Well, no, Paddy, I was going to just lean into it for you. Someone mentioned a lot earlier in the comments that out of all the top 6 teams, the only other team that won this weekend was Birmingham.
Really?
Okay.
The other 4
went down. Did Charlton win?
Didn't Charlton lose to Blackpool? Let's have a look. They lost to Blackpool 2-1.
Okay, I'm mixing up my results then.
No, Charlton, Barnsley, and what was Barnsley's result against? No, Barnsley won against Burton, so that comment wasn't quite 100% accurate. So Barnsley had a win. They're on 7 games and on 13
Oh,
points.
but they're in 9th. They're not quite up there.
They're not
That's-
six.
Barnsley's
Yes.
in 3rd when I look at the table here at the moment. Am I looking at the wrong thing?
Let me refresh and see. Well, they're in 9th now. They may have been up there, but maybe not now.
What have I missed? It says Barnsley. See, my table says Barnsley 7 games, 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses.
Oh, yeah. My
13.
table doesn't have 7
Yep. So
for Barnsley. Weird.
Yep. So they're in 3rd.
Okay.
Yep.
Barnsley.
and
Then that was the team. I knew one of the teams was doing well.
So Barnsley and Birmingham, Wrexham, Birmingham, Barnsley. So the top 3 teams all had a win. Charlton lost.
Yeah.
Huddersfield lost. Lincoln City lost, I think. Didn't they lose 2-0 to Exeter? No, they had a 0-0 draw with Wigan. My apologies. Yeah. So they've had a draw. So I think what that shows is, but what that does, I guess, is this is when you start to see the stretch of the table.
Yeah.
You know, and these wins now, like, yeah, it's so good to see us still up there. And the longer it goes, I'm feeling very bullish around us being in a very good position come Christmas.
Yeah, I just want to see that those around us who are expected to be up at the top are also beatable. You know, that they're losing occasionally to other teams around them, especially the lower end teams. That bodes very well for us to be up in the top
Yeah.
4 or 5 anyway, certainly.
Who do you think's the threats, Hipkama, in the league?
I think the threats are the banana peels that we're not expecting. We know Birmingham's a threat. I've heard from multiple places that Huddersfield is perceived to be a threat. It's the ones that we're not expecting. I think many of us thought that Crawley would be fairly easy, and it wasn't. So it's the banana peels.
Rotherham.
I don't know. I don't know who among us expected Leighton Orient to beat Stockport at home 4-1. Really? I would not have bet that.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, Kim, today was a banana peel that we very, very nearly slipped on. It was a close one. It was way too close.
That's the cartoon banana peel where you're carrying something and you slide on the banana peel and you're carrying everything and you catch it at the end and stop yourself.
Well done. So yes, we caught it today then.
Yeah.
Were the banana peels on the pitch today? Because a lot of players were falling over.
Well, it was persisting down.
Yeah.
It was fairly torrential.
Persisting. Good one.
Hey, I was on the right side of that. Thank you.
You were. I'm
okay.
playing it as a good one.
Lexi's got a question here. Riddle me this, Batman. Do you agree with this or not? It wasn't a pretty win today. However, I prefer watching nail-biting matches than to watch those where we're just walking all over them. Or am I just weird?
I enjoyed the nail-biting aspect of it when things were going close. For me, we lacked a spark, particularly early on. But did I enjoy the nail-biting part of it? Yes.
Yes. Would you
I
prefer
really
it?
did.
Not me. Not me.
Nope.
I felt for JM when he hit that and it was fully on target. It's like, no. Oh. Yeah. Anyway.
I would have been much happier with 4-0, up 3-0 at half time and score 1 in the second half.
Yeah. Drew, I kind of like the strong team all game.
I'm with you, Drew.
I love the tight matches. I love the drama of it. That's fine. Those matches are amazing. But if I have to choose all day long, I'm taking the easy win. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Mad Al, don't hold us in suspense. How's it pronounced?
Yeah. How can you write it?
Get on here, Mad Al. There is a link.
Okay, Mad Al, as it Rev Ann or Revan. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's Lexi. asking.
Okay, so now that's fine. So now we're waiting. Okay, sorry, that was Lexi. Okay.
Yeah, so
I
we just
think
need-
that works as well, the way she said it, the way she wrote it.
Well, I don't. Look, I like to pronounce people's names correctly, so I'd love to know exactly. But I love him as a footballer. I think he's great.
Nail biters are great if they're not Wrexham.
Revan. Revan.
Revon.
Okay, there we go. So
Revan.
Revan it is.
Revan. Okay.
Revan.
Revan.
Revan. Like what
Yeah.
you do to the engine, Ken,
Yeah.
in the morning.
Revan.
Revving it up.
Revving it
there
up.
she is.
Yeah.
Traffic
Calm
lights.
Bogan.
Okay. Now, here's a question
I-
from Drew. Oh, sorry, go on. Finish your thought.
No, I was about to encourage Drew to come on, in fact.
Mm.
Or Wayne. Come on, people. You don't have to put your camera on. There was no way on God's green earth that Josh was getting a camera on for me at 2:30 in the morning. He doesn't get it at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, no.
We get
Okay.
too many comments once Hip Karma puts a camera on. The boys will go wild.
Oh, ho, ho. Thank you.
Drew does whatever. This game did not give him confidence. Agreed, disagreed. Long term, do we care about this match? Same way as do we care about Birmingham?
The game itself didn't give me confidence. I'm not worried about us in the long term. I think this is a blip in the road, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I like the fight back. The instant they scored their goal, that was it. Switch
Yes.
flipped, and
Yes.
everybody was up for it. Why they weren't up for it before that, I don't know. I don't get it. But as soon as we needed it, there was the fight.
These sorts of wins at the end of the season, they add up.
Yes.
These are the games that, well, just said it, the banana peels. You know, you can easily turn. Well, look at all the other results today. Huddersfield lost. You know, teams had draws. It's just and you know, you get and and I remember back when we were in last year with K-Ron in League Two, and he was mentioning around the fact that you'd rather have points in the bank than games in hand.
Yes.
And right now we have points in the bank.
Yeah. Drew followed up. Definitely think it's a blip, but we looked hungover. And that's a fair point. We had the late match. We had the Monday, which may have interfered with training and schedules during the week. It's not much of an excuse because, look, you have to deal with these things no matter what. For the match beforehand, we got more time. So that's fine. Or, sorry, before the Birmingham match, we got more time. You know, we had an extended time to relax and figure ourselves out. So you take what you can get. But we did potentially look a little hungover. From Root there, Parky did his interview and he said we didn't play well, that we weren't at our best. Fair enough. I agree with that. Yeah.
I love Lexi's comment here because it's she's talking through League One. She's already talking about us in the championship. I love that. I'm a Pollyanna positive too, Lexi. Feel free to come on because I love the positive energy. Keep it going.
Come on, Lexi. Do the thing.
Yeah.
Click on the link.
And we welcome everyone, and it's always good to hear different opinions because we're all pundits and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's amazing what the things you pick up from other people. Learning.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Carl.
It is indeed, and I'm just excited to read here. I don't know if Josh is still in chat, but Mad Al said he's spoken with Mark Griffiths and he's confirmed on doing an interview. Woohoo! That'll be exciting.
I switched it on, you switched it off.
You can have it. You can have it. Sorry, Patty.
Look at you two playing with buttons. It's pushing buttons. I'm scared.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No, look, that'll be a great interview. That'll be really interesting. So we'll need to come up with some interesting questions from him, because he's actually done quite a few interviews over time, and hopefully we get something new and interesting.
Well, yeah, I've got some ideas. I might
Yeah.
keep them. Might keep them to myself just now, so we have some good stuff to release.
But
Yeah.
just, I suppose we have the heads up now, guys. So if you want to throw any in DM to us, questions to ask for
In
Mark
the dis-
Griffiths,
in the Discord,
yeah, they'll go missing in the Discord. Send them to one of us in the
a
in a
private
direct
message.
private message,
Yeah.
and we can pass them on, make sure they're seen.
Oh, yo. Did you see Lexi's?
Yes, yeah. I heard a little bit in the commentary, but so did anyone else hear the comment Mark made? He said they forgot Dobby last game and he had to give him a lift.
What they mean
So
by that is that he didn't get on the bus.
The team was left without him.
Yeah.
Oh, way to
Classic.
feel loved.
It's like I can take it all the way back to Home Alone.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm.
Well, gentlemen, I think I am going to retire.
Yeah.
It is 3 a.m.
Tell me about it, Karma.
I need to be up again by 6:30 at the latest. So
Okay.
I am out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for coming
much for the opportunity.
Yeah, great to chat.
All right, and on that bombshell.
There it is.
Take care. Boom.
Yeah. I think it is because I'm on exactly the same time zone, Paddy. I think it's time for bed for me.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, but good win. Thanks everybody. I'll let you finish it off. Great. We've got the 3 points. Move on to the next game.
Yeah.
Have a good one on that bombshell.
Okay, guys, if there's anybody else out there who would like to come and join and help finish off the show, by all means, I still have some time anyway. But some of the other talking points that we haven't got to yet is Maka. Was he a little bit off the boil the last couple of matches? There have been some rumors that things aren't perfect for him at the moment. So we'll look into that and see if we can figure out what's happening and if it's appropriate to talk about. But there have been some comments that he is on injections for his knee or his foot, that he's playing through a bit of pain. So maybe it's something to do with that. He has seemed a little off. So the chance for Revan, there we go, Revan. Chance for Revan to come in for a while. Maybe Maka needs a little bit of time out. We can see how that goes in the future. Hugh D has another one here. We need to keep homegrown players always. Well, look, you would want to, but at the same time, if they can move on with their career faster than Wrexham can move, then you have to let them go if they want to go too. I don't want to see him go. So we'll see how that happens, how that goes in the future. I don't worry about it for Janu anyway. This season, I'm pretty sure he's not going anywhere. Lexi followed up there with, we need to let Revan start if that's the case. Well, he kind of needs a start as well. He's one waiting in the wings. So maybe if McLean needs a little bit of time out, that gives a chance for Revan to come in and show what he can do as well. Okay, Madal says he spoke to McLean. He has stuff happening outside the club. Okay, so it may also be a little bit of personal stuff that maybe he needs a bit of time to sort himself out. Hugh, we are a stable club now. Some people think we need to sell. I haven't seen many people saying that we need to sell. Maybe it is out there. Of course, I don't see them all. Because it's what we have been doing for decades before Rob and Ryan took over. Yeah, but now we have Rob and Ryan, so that doesn't really count anymore. So I'm surprised if people are still saying that. Yeah, we don't need to sell. I hope he comes with us and becomes worth 20 million, 30 million, you know. That would be good as well for the club. This is an interesting. Oh, wrong one. Smash the like and subscribe. Yeah. Who would be captain if Maka and Mullen aren't starting? Fletcher, maybe. But Fletcher wouldn't be starting, probably. If Maka and Mullen, there's no guarantee that Fletcher would be starting. Probably O'Connell or an Evans. After that, you're going to need someone new, maybe. So we'll see. Okay. If the EFL ruling comes in that homegrown players will not need to be on the squad list, we should keep Max. More depth to the squad. That will be a perfect benefit if we do actually keep him with us going forward. And then if we get an extra bonus that he doesn't have to be listed in the squad, yes, that would be great. I would love to see that happen, just for the extra bonus of player that we could use if needed. George says for the captain, O'Connell or O'Connor. Yeah, very possible that they could get it. Josh says maybe Dobson, O'Connell or Dobson. I could see that too. There was a lot of discussion about Dobson potentially getting it. He has been captain before. So in the event that O'Connell doesn't play, let's say Scar is on the team as well, then maybe Dobson could potentially get it. Today, I think it was O'Connell got the armband after McLean came up. Lexi, that's an interesting rule to come into effect. Do they just sit around the table and think up dumb shit to change things up? Yes and no. They do sometimes think up dumb shit, but this is just a small change on an existing rule, because we already have the rule that under 21s don't have to be listed in the squad, and the reason for that is homegrown talent. The point was to allow them to remain in the squad as extra players, which means they may get a start. They may be able to prove themselves at some point. So this would just be an extension of that, allowing homegrown players to have the advantage that they can stay in the squad without being counted. So it's an extension on an existing rule, not a completely new rule if they go with it. Okay, so I've already mentioned Maka. The ref, what do we think of the ref today? A little bit all over the place. Missed the handballs. How could he miss the handballs? I don't get that. That was poor play by him. Otherwise, though, he did let the play go. We didn't have too many issues. Gave the yellow card to Dobson. Dobson might have got away with that with some refs, but I don't find that yellow card harsh. Sorry. So, yeah, I don't think the ref was too bad today. And guys, I think that's pretty much it. Without going further into depth on other players, we will do that, I guess, over time. That discussion will be ongoing about players, and we will be discussing our team sheet again next week. So I think I will leave it here, guys. There is a quick question here I'll answer. Is the squad size bigger in the championship? Technically, yes. The squad size is bigger, but then you have to register your goalkeepers. So basically, it balances out to be pretty much the same. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. We will be back again next week, and the week after, and the week after. So, guys, thanks for coming along, and we will see you in the Discord. We will see you on the next matches, the next lives, everywhere. There's a lot of content that comes out from the local pundit, so jump on board. So with that, on that bombshell, I'm out of here.